Chapter 1038. The most painful thing in the world is to realize that you will never be able to catch up with your enemy in a few lifetimes. At this moment, Ian is already completely ashamed. He looked at Alex with tears and choked up, "Alex, I take it, I really take it, you kill me, I am tired of the world, and I am tired of myself. Please let me out." Alex nodded and looked at him seriously. "Ian, of all the people who are going to die today, your crime is the lightest. But also among everyone who is going to die today, everyone commits a capital crime, of course. Including you. I hope you can have a good baby in your next life." Ian smiled miserably and said, "In my next life? After hearing you just finished your story, I suddenly felt that a person like me might be born with a hard life. If you give me another life, I can't do it. Still an orphan, maybe it's still a stinking silk in the eyes of a few people." Alex nodded with a flat expression and said, "In this case, then I hope you can be a good person in your next life." Ian nodded seriously and smiled sadly. "As you said, I myself have begun to hate myself. I hope I can be a good person in my next life." After that, his whole person was calmer. He was scared of incontinence just now, but at this time, he was able to hold on calmly and stood up by himself. He stood in front of Alex and said seriously, "Alex, let me go on the road, send those children back safely, tell Mrs. Brown that I am wrong, tell all my friends, I am wrong, I regret it, I used my life to atone for my sins." Alex nodded and said, "Since you really know what you were wrong, then I will give you a happy one." With that said, Alex said to Adam Smith, "Weld all those people in Ivecurie, and then let the helicopter hoist the car into the river." "Good master." The helicopter took off again. The core member of the beggar gang and Mandas's family kept crying out the last despair. Everyone was struggling hard, but at this time not only they were welded to death, but the car was also welded to death. It was impossible for them to escape. Then the helicopter simply threw the car full of sins into the river. This car made a rapid bubble on the surface of the river, and then it sank completely to the bottom of the river. Alex turned his head to look at Ian at this time, and said lightly, "I promise to give you a pleasure, not to make you die as painful as they did." Ian smiled miserably and nodded, "Thank you, Alex." Alex nodded slightly, and said to a man in black next to him, "Take him to the bridge and give him something simple." The man in black nodded, "Good master." Before the man in black could get started, Ian staggered towards the bridge. He climbed onto the guardrail, turned to Alex and said, "Alex, give me a good time." Alex looked at the man in black and nodded slightly. Afterwards, the man in black took a black pistol from his waist and aimed it at Ian's forehead. Bang! A bloody flower burst out of the back of Ian's head. Immediately afterwards, his body leaned back, fell off the bridge, plunged into the river, and was instantly swallowed by the rolling river.